welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new around here. Hi, I'm Steph, your new BFF, aka your beauty, fashion and fitness girly. Passionate about skincare, soft glam and spending way too much time on Pinterest. Think your group chat's chaotic bestie with a perfectly winged liner. If that's your vibe, you should probably subscribe because I'm here for you every single Sunday, spilling tea, testing trends and ignoring my bank account for the greater good of content. Today I'm answering your prayers. I am spilling the tea on my wash day routine. Wow, that just rhymed. Sort of. I've had a few comments on my videos just lately about people asking me to do some sort of wash day routine, asking me what products I use to keep my hair looking ashy, looking grey, in between salon visits, because we all know how hard it is as a bleach blonde girly to keep those brassy yellow tones away. So I'm done gatekeeping. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to spill the tea on every single product I use, how I use it and when. So make sure you're taking notes. Disclaimer though, I am not saying by any means that you need to go out and buy these products if you want to have hair like mine. These are just the things that have been working for me and my hairdresser hasn't shouted at me for using them. I'm going to try and keep this brief and quick and concise so that, we can just get down to the nitty gritty and we can, go over how I keep my hair looking. It's shiny. It's actually looking really shiny today. So yeah, without further ado, if you want to learn what products I use, how I use them and when to keep my hair looking like this, then keep on watching. Now, anybody watching this is probably going to think I'm very high maintenance. To me, this is just pretty standard. Like anybody who has bleached hair like mine, I have a lot of highlights now. Hopefully next time we're going to get rid of some more of the brown that's running through here. So I have like fully grey ash blonde hair. But y'all know how hard it is to keep it this way. Like you leave the salon and your hair looks amazing. It's the perfect ashy tone and you're in love, and then you wash it and it looks a little bit yellow. And I bet you've probably tried loads of purple shampoos, loads of purple conditioners, loads of treatments, the temporary color, the wash in, wash out color things that you mix with conditioner. You probably tried them all. And that's why you're here right now. I am here to tell you that it isn't as hard as you think. You could probably achieve this color with 2 of the products out of this entire video. So you don't have to break the bank in order to do this. However, y'all asked how I maintain this and how I keep my hair healthy. Gotta be healthy if it's bleached, but it's all on my head. And I would recommend any and all of these products. Like I've used them for months, some of them for years, and they haven't steered me wrong. So they've definitely been tried and tested and they've stuck around. So they must be good. So first things first is wash day. Obviously, we've got to clean our hair. Now wash day for me usually happens maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Sometimes I will be really lazy and only wash it like once a week. It depends on what I'm doing, and I'll try and style it in different ways to kind of make it last. Obviously with having bleached hair, if you're a greasy scalp girly like me, great idea because it does dry it out and it makes the oil less visible. And obviously then when you use dry shampoo, if you use it, it's not as noticeable and you can get a little bit longer out of your hair. And if you want a video on like how I style my hair in between washes, like especially when I'm dragging it out for a while, let me know. Now on the day when I have my everything shower, now once a week, so even if I only wash my hair once a week, I will do this. I will go in with some sort of rosemary type oil. Like I have a couple that I've been using. So this is the one from Incredilox and this is the one from MIELLE. Never had issues with either of them at all. There's plenty of different ones. I really want to try the Nature Spell one because that seems to be like really big on TikTok. But any sort of rosemary oil will do. I have kept this bottle and I've put this in it because I liked the fact that it had a pipette inside it so that I can get the product into my hair quite easily. So I'll do it in 3 sections of 4 sections. So the side and the top here, my crown, and then right at the back, and the sides like behind my ears. And then once I've done that, I will go in with this and give myself a little massage with that. And this is like really good for scraping on your scalp and just really like stimulating the blood flow and the circulation and all that good stuff, which is obviously meant to help with hair growth and stuff. I'm not a scientist. I don't know if there's any science behind it or any truth behind it, but it just feels really nice to me. And that's all that matters. Depending on my mood, I will whack on some kind of hair mask or something like that. So I have used Olaplex number 3 before, but it's quite expensive. And to be honest, just any sort of hair mask that you have or any thick conditioner that you have will work. So the OSMO Deep Repair Mask, I have a huge tub of it, so I've just been using that. And then I will wrap my hair up and just clip it. Any sort of clip you like, doesn't really matter. I have a load of these that I bought from Primark a while back, and these work really well. And I will just let it sit. So depending on what I'm doing, if I'm leaving the house, I will probably do like a slick back hairstyle. But if I'm not leaving the house and I'm just staying in, then I will just shove it up, leave it for at least like half an hour just to marinate. The longer you leave it, the better. And then I'm ready for a shower. Now this is where a lot of the products to do with maintaining the colour come into play. So if that's what you're more interested in, make sure you listen and make sure you take notes. Now obviously we've got a lot of product going on in our hair. We have the oils and the dirt that are built up through the week or however long it's been, as well as the oil and the conditioner. And we want to make sure that we're getting all of that out. Otherwise our hair isn't going to feel great after we've washed it. It's still going to feel dirty. I like to go in with a clarifying shampoo. You don't have to do this at all. Like if you found a shampoo that works really well for you, getting rid of like grease and dirt, product, whatever it might be, then just continue using that. You do not have to buy a clarifying shampoo. The one I really like to use is the Scalp Therapy by OSMO. This brand, so good. Would highly recommend anything that they have. But this is a really great clarifying shampoo and it comes in a huge bottle as well. You can't really go wrong. And I'm pretty sure this was like £10 or something. But I will go in with a few pumps of that in my hand, just massage it in, and then rub and scrub my scalp again. To be fair, at this point you could go in with this again, but I just like to use it dry with the oil in my hair rather than in the shower. I don't mind like getting my fingers in there and giving it a good scrub. Then I'll wash that out and then we go in with a second shampoo. This is the point where I start to mix my concoction. First thing is going in with a plain shampoo. Now it doesn't have to be coloured or anything like that. I've sometimes gone in with this one because it's completely clear as well. It just depends what you have. Don't feel like you need to go out and buy a new shampoo to do this. Like this is really nice, so if you have it, use it. I do. If you don't have it, just use whatever normal shampoo that you have. It really doesn't matter. Then I go in with this bad boy. So this is the Fade to Grey shampoo from Bleach London, and this is exactly what has given me this ashy grey tone. So if this is what you're after, you need her in your life. Use it sparingly though. Do be careful with it because it really does tone your hair. So if you're not careful, it's gonna go patchy and it's not gonna look great. It could even go purple. Once I've got a little bit of that in my hand, I will then go in with a third shampoo. Yes, I know, I'm crazy. And it's this one here. Now you don't have to get this specific one. It just needs to be a purple shampoo. So as you can see, it's like very violet-y toned shampoo. Bleach London do their own one actually called the Silver Shampoo in this exact bottle, just a different label. It's called Silver Shampoo and it looks pretty much exactly the same, but I really do like the L'Oreal Professionnel. So if you want one that's a little bit more high-end, go for this one. If you're wanting something a bit more budget friendly, go for the Bleach London Silver Shampoo. So now we've got all three of those shampoos in our hand. I will just go in and kind of like scoop them and mix them together until they're like one uniform colour. And then I spread it all over my hair and then give it a good scrub. With these, like the toning shampoos, you want to work quick and you want to be thorough. Like you want to make sure you get an even coat of it all over your hair. And I tend to like rub it into my hair as well, just to like lather it up a little bit. And then I will kind of just plonk my hair on top of my head and I will leave it there for like a minute or two. So I'll continue my shower. Then once that's ready to be washed out, it washes out. And then it's time for conditioner. Now again, I don't know whether there's any science behind leaving it in for a hell of a lot longer than you're suggested to on the bottle, but I've just found it really, really works for me. So again, with the conditioners, I go in with a mix. Exact same products, just the conditioners instead. So we start off with the Dream Lengths conditioner, then the Fade to Grey conditioner. So you can see it's like a dark slate grey purple sort of colour. And then the silver conditioner from the L'Oreal Professionnel range. Mix them in my hand so they're one uniform colour. And again, just go in all over my head and I will give it a good rub in to make sure I've coated like every bit of hair. I try and avoid right at my root as much as I can, just because my scalp is greasy. So if it gets too greasy from that kind of product, get overloaded. And then when I dry my hair, it's already greasy. But then again, I will just plonk it on top of my head. I usually like tip my head up in the shower and kind of like gather it and then twist it up. I probably should start using a clip to keep it up there. That will probably help. I will leave that for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. However long you want to leave it. For me, it's probably about 5 minutes. Once it's ready to be washed out, I wash it out and then finish with my shower, and I get my hair up in a microfiber towel. I have this one. Look at the cute little flower. So Jamie got me this for Christmas. This is one of the Uddy microfiber like turby towels, whatever you want to call them, with like the elastic thing on. And I will wrap my hair up in that and leave it. The final step is time for styling. This is my favorite bit. Now for styling products, there's 2 main brands that I go to. First one is K18 and the other one is Colour Wow. I had a bad spell a while ago where most of my hair got burnt off. I wish I'd have taken pictures and stuff and kind of filmed a bit of the journey, because it hasn't been a journey. Like, my hair did not look like this. Obviously, I've got little bits of breakage now in my fringe, but imagine this, yeah? That was like the whole top layer of my head a couple of years ago. So it's taken a while, and I'm very proud of where we're at, because at the time when I'd gone to the hairdresser, she thought that I'd had a wolf cut, but no, it was bleach. And we had to chop a lot of my hair off. In fact, if you go back and watch I think it was like my 2023 faves from last year, like January 2024, my hair was so short, like we had to cut it up to here. It was shoulder length, and that was 2 years ago. So now I've got all of this going on, and this is like curled as well, or wavy. So you can imagine how long it's got. So I'm very, very proud, and I think some of it is down to these products right here. The first thing I will go in with is K18, a cult favorite now. I think, to be fair, it's one of those where people either love it or hate it. I think what I found when I started using it, when I first had the incident, it just made my hair fall out even more. So this was probably just overloading my hair with protein, and too much protein in your hair is not good. So if your hair is extremely damaged, I'd maybe use it sparingly and use it with something else, like a leave-in conditioner or something, because this is some strong stuff. But I love using this now, so I will go in with like a pump, maybe a pump and a half, depending on how I'm feeling, in my hands, rub it together, and then run it through all of my hair. And again, like I do with the conditioner, I kind of like rub it in gently to make sure it's got all over everything, and I will leave that for 4 minutes like it recommends, and then I'm ready for the next bit. This Colour Wow Dream Coat. This is why I have a huge bottle of it, because I kept just running out of the other one. I'll spray a load of this in my hair and then just comb it through. This is an IQ brush. It's very old and it's very dirty. I should probably buy a new one. But I use this to kind of like go through and just gently comb everything through, ready for styling. Oh, actually, last product before I do a bit of styling, the Colour Wow Razor Root Spray. I don't always use this, but I do find that I get a little bit more lift like at the front here. Then it's on to drying my hair, which besides the products, I'd say definitely has to be my favourite bit. I love drying my hair, and it's all because of this beautiful specimen right here. This product needs no introduction, but if you don't know what this is and you've been living under a rock, it's the Dyson Airwrap. I got it for Christmas. I think it was the first year Jamie and I got together, so I've probably had it. It'll be 4 years this December, and she's still serving me well, as she should, because she was about £400-500. But this is what I love and have continued to use on my hair for absolutely years. Like I actually can't survive without it. Now I'll style my hair in a couple of different ways. Today I've done it where I've gone in with the paddle brush or the soft bristle brush, which is actually covered in hair. So to do that, I'll go in and rough dry with the hairdryer attachment. And then when I'm ready to, I kind of split my hair down the middle. I will blow dry my fringe with this. So I'll get the brush on its side and then just feed the hair through. And then I'll go backwards. I'll go to the left, I'll go to the right, and then again I will finish with going backwards just to get that lift at the front. Then split my fringe, split the top of my hair like where I want a part in, and then just go in and do a rough blow dry with the hairdryer attachment. And then just go through section by section with the paddle brush and just run it slowly through my hair until it is completely dry. And then I'll go in with my curling wand, which is this bad boy right here. And I'm really sorry I haven't filmed a video on this. I didn't even think at the time of doing it, but this is just a curling wand that I've had for ages. I can't even, like the brand has come off. I've had it for that long. I cannot for the life of me remember what this is, but I've used it for absolutely years. I probably had this like 10 years now and it still does me well. So yeah, I'll just go in and then curl each section and voila. But in order to do my signature curly blow dry that you guys have seen a lot on my channel and on my TikTok, so I'll split my hair down the middle first, tie up all of one side, split the other side into two and just clip it up, and then just go through in little sections in each of those quadrants and just pick up, I'd say probably maybe like an inch, maybe 2 inches thick. They're not very thick at all. You'll know when you've grabbed too much hair because it won't really wrap around the barrel. Because I tend to do this when my hair is still fairly wet. I know they say to blow dry your hair until it's like 80% dry or something, but honestly, I think that's where people fall down with this, and that is why people hate it with it like not holding a curl. I found the best way to do it, obviously the products that I use, and then I will go in with the barrel attachments. I tend to use the thinner ones, as you can tell. I just prefer the tighter curl that this gives. Wrap the hair around if it's too wet to kind of wrap around on its own. And I will just keep running it up and down, up and down, up and down until I feel like it's getting drier and drier. And then when I get to the top, I'll hold it there for a few seconds with the heat on, and then I will blast the cool shot. And I will leave that for like, I don't know, maybe 10 or so seconds. So yes, this takes time, but it is worth it. An extra step you can do here is actually pinning it up. I have a load of sectioning clips that I got from Amazon, like these little things here. I actually talked about them in my last favorites video, but these work really, really well. So if I'm wanting it to last even longer, say I'm getting ready to go out and I'm doing this, I will use the sectioning clips and just wrap that up and then leave it in there and then go about my business, do my makeup, whatever, and then take them out. But I like the way this looks when I've done it just before bed and then I sleep in it and I wake up in the morning and it's kind of like loose and it's like tousled and it's like bed hair and it just looks luscious. So we go through one section and then I will do the other back section on the side, and then I move on to the front two sections. And same thing again with the front sections, I'll just section out little bits and I just keep working my way from bottom to top of my head until all of those sections are dry. And then my fringe pieces I will keep out and do those last, because I kind of find that my fringe pieces or my bangs, they drop really quick, so I like to do them last so that I get a little bit of a better curl out of them, if that makes sense. So I'll go in again, the same barrels, and I'll wrap the hair around, but what I tend to do is stretch it out and then wrap the hair almost as if it's on like a sideways angle backwards around the barrel, and then just kind of play around with it. You'll kind of get used to what you feel is the best positioning to get the right curl that you're looking for. And I kind of overdo it with the curling wand so that when it does start to drop, it's then at the perfect amount of curl. Whereas if you curl it to start with where you want it, it will drop a little bit further. So again, that's probably another reason why people are falling down, is that they're trying to style it with the Dyson as though they want it to look finished as soon as they've done it. But you need to look like a China doll when you're done. Yeah? It'll give Victorian wig, okay? But we're not going to go out like that. There's obviously ways to style it. Like I tend to run my fingers through my hair, and then I will put like hairspray in. I'll maybe try a little bit of like texturizing spray, or I will back comb a little bit, just play around with it. But if I'm doing this before I go to bed, I will literally leave it and I will not brush it. I will then just go wash my face, brush my teeth, and I will wear my eye mask to go to bed in. I kind of feel like when I have worn my eye mask, it kind of pulls the fringe pieces back here. And then when I wake up in the morning, when they drop, they're just like the perfect swooping pieces. And my hair, like, I don't know what it is, just sleeping on it when I've not brushed it and gone over it with the Dyson, like with the curling wand, it just looks so good. Now, I'm not saying that when I wake up in the morning, every single time my hair looks perfectly coiffed. There are days like that, don't get me wrong, and I'm thankful for it, but it isn't always the case. So sometimes, especially because I sleep on my right hand side, because I can't sleep on this side because of all this, I will wake up and the right hand side, some pieces have kind of gone straight, or they've gone really weird, like it's almost like they've curled in on themselves, like they've curled the other way. Don't know how that's happened. I will go in with the barrel again in the morning, bit of heat protectant spray, and I will just go over the little pieces. And it's only ever really like 2 or 3 pieces, and then I'll maybe go over the fringe again. And it literally takes me probably 5 minutes, if that. So that is my wash routine from start to finish. Now, bar the hair oiling, which I do like once a week, everything else I do every single time I wash my hair, because I'm a psycho. Now, I know with these, it doesn't necessarily say not to use them every wash, but it does recommend using them every like 4 to 6 washes, or every 3 to 4. I haven't had an issue using these every single time I wash my hair, because it's not as if I wash my hair every single day. I think if you're washing your hair every day, maybe don't. I can't say enough good things about these products. Like, they single-handedly saved my hair. Along with this, and I don't care what anyone says, this is not the same as using a traditional hairdryer. But yeah, that kind of wraps it up for this. As usual, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed making it, and that you've also found it entertaining, inspirational, and educational, because that's kind of the point around here. If you do have any suggestions for videos that you'd like me to make, do feel free to leave them in the comments down below, because that is exactly how we've ended up with this video. You guys ask and you shall receive. And if you're wanting to know how I got this look today, because I know somebody's probably going to ask me a question, do head over to my TikTok. And while you're over there, maybe give me a follow. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers, and I'm so close. I'm so close. And I would love, 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 love to be able to get to that milestone before the end of May. That would be insane. And I've been really trying to put a lot of effort in with my TikToks lately. So much so that recently the Chantel Fen recreated one of the transitions that I did. So yeah, I'm really trying over there, so I'd really, really love it if you guys would go ahead and give me a follow. Obviously, I understand that some people don't have TikTok, so you probably can't go and follow me on there, and I would never expect anybody just to make an account to follow me. So don't feel like you have to. But if you're not going to follow me on TikTok, at least make sure that you're subscribed down below to this channel, because that way you don't miss out whenever I have an upload, and we can be besties. I think I better wrap this up because I've been rambling enough. So thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you're having a lovely day no matter where you are, who you are, and what you're doing. But for now, I'm gonna love you, leave you, and see you in the next one. Bye.